All right, let's go on to our next.
I'm sure we're going to go for more than 10 minutes. We've already went for more than 10 minutes. Who's our next guest, Tom? Wow. Who's our next guest, Julian?
Our next guest is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Now, let's see what AI has what to say about TB. Two guys that know him pretty well. Let's see if AI knows him just as well. All right, start the clock.
Let's see. Let's see if AI is really living up to the standards these days.
Because these last
everyone's saying.
Last two, AI.
All right. Tom Brady is a legendary NFL quarterback. Well, they're already wrong because he's not a legendary NFL quarterback. He was an NFL legendary quarterback.
Does AI know Does Tom come back? Is
AI? Wow, AI knows something that we don't know.
Oh
You're
God.
right. AI is living up to the standard.
Dolphins.
Wow. Dolphins. Kyle Shanahan still wants him with the Niners, even though Brock Purdy is legit.
Maybe AI is up to something right now. AI is up to something. What does AI say?
He's renowned for his record 7 Super Bowl victories and 5 Super Bowl MVP awards.
Wow.
Off the field, he is known for his disciplined lifestyle.
Very disciplined. TB12 method.
Business ventures.
.com/
Business ventures.
A lot of business ventures. Owns teams. Lots of teams. Raiders potentially coming up soon.
And philanthropic efforts.
A lot of giving back to the kids. Best buddies for a long time.
Yes. And what about the kids he helped become superstars?
Yeah, he helped us out too.
Yes.
We're part of that.
Yes.
That doesn't go in the philanthropy. That's not philanthropy, but we'll take
that's
that.
his biggest philanthropy right there.
All right.
It was.
Definitely.
Okay. Helping us kids out.
He helped us
All right.
a lot.
All right. Including his work with the TB12 Foundation, which you just mentioned, Jules.
And TB12 Foundation.
Brady's leadership.
He's a leader.
Resilience.
Guy's fucking resilient.
And commitment. Come on, Jules. Is he committed?
This guy is committed like no other.
To excellence have made him an iconic figure. Is he iconic?
He's got aura.
The most iconic.
This guy's got aura.
Iconic figure both in sports and infinity and beyond.
It said infinity and beyond.
Oh, it says and beyond, but I added that little Buzz Lightyear, spectacle aspect into it.
I like that. But I can't believe AI didn't. One thing that AI didn't get, this guy's his compartmentalization skill is fucking outrageous. That's what when anyone asks me, like, what is he could literally have so many things going on in his life, but when it was time for work, he could blur all that out and think about what that work day was and fucking get the most out of that work day every day, which some would say that's like a serial killer or some kind of maniac mindset. I would say that's like the greatest of all time.
Yes, Jules, that's a great point. I actually never thought of that. Yeah. And that's 100% accurate. And that's actually contributes to why he was so great, is that he could ignore the noise. Whatever is going on out there, whatever the situation was,
Make me better.
It didn't matter. And he would use that anyways. He would use it as fuel. It would be diesel fuel. It would be normal fuel. It would
Race
be freaking
fuel.
Super
That's 101
X-rated fuel. It didn't matter.
That's 101.
He would use
Only
it
a
as
few
fuel
fucking gas stations have that fuel.
to fill up that engine. And he had diesel engine. He had freaking premium engine. He had every engine in the book.
Jet engine.
And that's what made him so great. And he used that fuel and he burned all that fuel too.
This is probably terrible. There's so many. He burned so much fuel that he killed literally so much of the ozone layer that he's a fucking hazard to our environment, because that's how much fuel he burns with the motivation and his compartmentalization factors. That's how much fuel he's burning.
And that jet was full go every single time. You know, when you get on a plane, you're like, this freaking pilot better drive this plane or fly this plane as fast as possible. Well, drive it too, freaking on the runway to get to the runway to freaking take off ASAP. So fly it and drive it as fast as possible. That's This guy.
And he's got headwind, so you're actually using more fuel.
Yeah.
Headwind,
And the fuel never ran out.
The guy has fucking airplanes that come out while you're flying. Have you seen that where they use the fucking piece and while they're flying in the air?
And
Air
they
Force
connect it,
One,
yeah.
they're connect.
One
He's
plane
got
to
that
the
on
other.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
and that is Alex. Alex is the little airplane.
Alex is the little
He's a little
airplane that
airplane
connects
fuel.
Oh, man. Oh.
He just has so much fuel.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, that was so good. That was so good. There they are. Look at, there's Alex and Tom.
Alex and Tom.
Yeah. Alex is fueling Tom up. Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
and that's something to have. Hey, and that's a love thing out of Alex because he
That
keeps
is.
him going.
It keeps him going, man.
Look at
Well, let's get to some accolades. I mean, first he was picked 199, 6th round in the 2000 draft. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that by now. He was with the Patriots from 2000 to 2019, and then with the Bucks 2000 to 2022. And actually, I just got a quiz on him. How many years did he play in the NFL? And it was right before I talked to him 2 weeks ago on Fox. Kurt Menefee asked me, we played a little live game. Hey, how well do you know your teammate Tom Brady? He goes, how many more years did Tom Brady play in the NFL than you? And I played 11 years. And I thought Tom Brady played 24 years. I actually got it wrong. He played 23 years in the NFL. So shame on me, but it was better to be over on that than to hit it right on the nose. But that's how many years he played is that I just know it was so many I couldn't even keep track anymore.
he played 11 more years than me.
He played 11 years more than you and 12 years more than me.
That is fucking gnarly.
I played 11 years in the NFL, and he played more years in the NFL than I played in the NFL. That without me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what that's called, but that's a math term.
Yeah. That's called
The whole.
that's called GOAT.
That's fucking goat.
Yeah, that's called jet fuel. Alex is jet fuel.
Alex is jet fuel.
Yeah.
What was the first time you met Tom?
The first time I met Tom was actually what was pretty wild when I was at the University of Arizona. You know, I was doing my interview. I had a couple touchdowns that game. I was showing off my touchdown celebrations. And then the lady interviewing me, she's like, who do you see being your quarterback in the NFL? And obviously, right on the spot, I go, Tom Brady would be the best quarterback to have in the NFL, and especially a great fit for me. And that was just the answer, you know, and then I did my touchdown dances and all that. And then what happens? I get drafted to the Patriots, and Tom Brady becomes my quarterback in the NFL. It was like I manifested it when I was in college. I manifested a lot of things. And if you ask Tom, Tom's probably really big into manifesting as well. He manifested all his Super Bowls because right after he won a Super Bowl, he would already have a clock counting down to the next Super Bowl. So he was manifesting like crazy. You just learn so much knowledge from him. And he's done so many things right to be able to get to nature of where he is now. It wasn't like he just had the athletic ability. He showed up. He did everything right, and he put the time in that you can never argue against him. You can't.
Won't give you an option.
Bit. So let's get back to what was I talking about again?
I don't know. I just got
I got a little off.
First time you met him.
Oh, the first time I met him, it was in the training room. I was getting my ankles taped, and he walked in. So I was there already for the rookie camps, the rookie practices, and he just walks up to me. He goes, "Hey, Rob, I'm Tom Brady," and I was like, "Oh, wow, this guy already knows my name." Like, I mean, that's also what makes him so great as well, is that he already knows all the rookies' names, all the guys that were drafted, what rounds they were drafted in, what type of player they already were, because he wants to know, their athletic ability, what type of guy they are, so he can understand them, so he can be on the same page as them.
Best out of them,
so he can get the best out of them as well, like you said, and he could have that connection to help win games, so he can be on the same wavelength as them. So he already knew my name, came up to me, and I just thought it was the coolest thing, man. I just said, "Hey, man, nice to meet you." It was just super quick.
When he left, what did you think in your head?
Tom Brady knew my name, and that was the greatest honor to shake his hand while getting my ankles taped. Mm-hmm.
And then he goes and wins 4 Super Bowls with them. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I had a similar story.
Yeah. What was it like when you met him? What was that story?
I was going from, like you said, we were already in there. When you're a rookie, you get in there back in our day, you get in there before the vets reported. And so you'd be there for like 3 weeks. You had rookie camp and learning installations of everything. And so I had a big book. We all had these books. It was like a 5-inch. Remember those the old binders? Before we had iPads, we used to have big old binders.
I didn't like carrying them around. I left mine in my locker when I went home.
Yeah.
Even though you were supposed to bring it home to study, I was like, I ain't carrying that binder.
I used to carry it.
Yeah, you did.
I do. I was trying to make a goddamn team.
You had to.
So I'm over here getting 5 minutes before the special teams meeting. It's true. And I'm running through, and the vets came in, and I saw the vets come in because I saw Welk in the cafeteria. Didn't say a word to me. But I wanted to
big time you.
Big time you a little bit.
That's okay.
He had a leather jacket on.
You big time him now.
He looks cool. He looks
and I
cool.
like when you guys big time each other. It's entertainment for me. All right, back to Tom though.
And so I knew they were in, but I was going to my meeting, and he walks through the door. You know the entrance, the locker room from the hall. He walks in there, and he goes. I like look at him. I drop my book. I'm like, oh shit, this dude's taller than I thought. And he goes, hey, I'm Tom. I go, Jules. He goes, I know. We have the same agent. Dragon's my agent too, or something like that. And I was like, nice to meet you. And I felt the same way you felt. Like, damn, he knew my name. Mm-hmm. That's fucking crazy. But he knew that. He knew everyone's name, and he made everyone feel special. And that was part of his leadership skill. You know, like what made him such an unbelievable leader. From the meal ladies to, you know, the people in the equipment room, the training staff, like it didn't matter what was going on, how the day went. He was always a pretty cool dude to everyone, and everyone was always watching him. You know what I mean? And that's when you're the quarterback of the team, everyone, no matter what is going on in your life, is watching that person and to see how they react to everything, the success, the failure. Your eyes go to that guy, you know, and he was the perfect guy for us, especially when we were young knuckleheads, to look at like, all right, this is how you have to do it. He gave you the example, and he was just a fucking...
He gave us the blueprint on how to become a reliable, talented, you know, player that you needed to be to help the team win games. He gave us the blueprint on how to become a star out there on the field. He gave us the blueprint on how to make plays, how to go out there and have that mindset ready to go, and also be mentally and physically ready at all times on the practice field and on the game field. There's no doubt about that. And he didn't just give you the blueprint. He showed you the way too.
Showed you.
Yes, he showed you, hey, this is where I want you on this route. This is when you need to look at me. This is where the ball is going to be.
Trained you.
Yes, he trained
like
you to be like that.
Like a little puppy.
Oh, wait. Oh, you want to take a break? Hey, man, I'm telling you, your mind will let you go farther. Let's go. 4 more routes. Let's go. You got to be able to be on the same page as me. You got to be right here. Be more physical. Be more physical. You're bigger than everyone.
Yeah.
Run his ass over and turn around, and the ball will be there. I promise you. And if you don't hit that guy, if you're not physical, guess what? The ball's not going to come to you. He would just lay it out just like that. His leadership was just, what's that word? Where it's just
brutally honest?
Yes, brutally honest. And that's what made him so great, too.
So, like, with him, that's what he always harped to Gronk. With me, I remember in those, because a lot of times we would get that coaching in the off season when we'd go fly out somewhere, we would throw together, you know, because there's times where you would do it, there was times where I would do it. He would always try to get his throws in with his guys. And for me, he'd always come up to me and like, hey, I need you to be here. I need you to be like a boxer. You know, you can't just do what the thing shows you on the paper. You have to feel it out. You got to set things up with your jab, and then you use your right. You know, it's like a boxer. You got to be more savvy in your route running. I remember you saying that, and then he'd always say, like, you got to run like a fucking, you got to be able to run. You got to be able to run all day. And like you said, when you were tired, we would do those sets of routes. He'd make you do 3 or 4 extra ones. And he would say, you'd line up and you'd think that the drill was done, and he would say, oh, there was offsides on a penalty on your teammates, or there was a holding call, or PI, or we got to redo it. And he knew you were dog dead, but he wanted to get everything out of you when you were on empty. He wanted to see what kind of guy you were, and he wanted to show you that's what he expected in game time.
And a word that you could have used in there as well that kind of sums it up a little bit is, He loved a decisive route runner.
Decisive.
He didn't care if the paper said run 10 yards and run out. He didn't care one bit. He cared about being decisive on the practice field and taking that decisiveness and bringing it to the game field. He goes, hey, if you're going to run 12 yards, even though it's a 10-yard route, or if you're going to run 8 yards and it's going to be a little short, just be decisive. Let me know when you're going to break out. Let me know when you're going to break down so I can get that ball out and I can read you. I don't need you to have 15 steps where you're slow. I think you're going to go to the left and then you go to the right.
Decisive.
No, be decisive. If you're decisive, I will find you and that ball will be out and it will be right on point.
That's what he said. What's the biggest misconception of him, you think?
The biggest misconception of Tom Brady,
I think, is that he's cool.
is that, yeah, he is cool.
No, I think that's the biggest misconception. He's not that cool.
Depends. That's the misconception right there. Because he's cool when he's comfortable.
He's cool, but no.
If he's comfortable in the situation.
I think he's not cool when he's comfortable. I think when he's around us, he's kind of like a dork.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then everyone else, he's the coolest guy, which I still think he's the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
But then when you have him around, you're like, he's really kind of a dork.
There's some situations where, you know, if he's comfortable, he's more himself.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's more like, you know, like dad jokey.
If he knows all the cameras are shut off, like he can finally just have some
he's kind of
time
dorky
to be Tom.
Yeah. He's kind of dorky.
Okay, I like this.
But you need a little dork in your quarterback.
You do.
Oh.
Mostly all quarterbacks are a little dorky, and that's what makes them quarterbacks. I mean, not all of them, but I'm saying it's kind of like just a trait what quarterbacks have.
But
a little bit, just a little bit in them.
He is cool, but he's a little dorky.
But you just said he's not cool.
No, I said the biggest misconception. He's cool.
He always keeps a chip on his shoulder.
Always. That's not a misconception. I think everyone knows
Intense
that.
work ethic. I know, but I'm just giving some facts about him.
What else is a misconception?
That he's not clutch.
No, that's
not even a misconception. Everyone knows he's clutch.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I just wanted to try to throw you off, Jules.
How about this guy also played baseball and got drafted?
Yeah, by the Expos.
Montreal.
Yeah, no wonder why he didn't go and play baseball. The Expos?
I mean, they have a cool hat.
They do got cool colors.
They're gone, though. They're not even there no more.
That's what I mean. That's why he didn't want to go there. He's like, oh, man, my legacy, I go there. The team's going to be gone. That means I'm going to be gone. I want to last forever. I'll go to the New England Patriots instead.
Yeah, he was in high school when he got drafted. He went to the same. He went to the same high
school.
He
was going to the Patriots.
Yeah, he went to that. I remember. Well, we grew up in the same area, so he went to the same high school as Lynn Swan, Barry Bonds. There's like so many really good athletes that come out of that freaking school. Sarah, it's an all boys school.
What was the moment that Tom made you the most annoyed?
Oh my God, when I would return punts. Like, I remember my rookie year. It was the freaking preseason game. It was my first punt return, and there was a repunt. And I ended up housing the second one, but the first one, I see Tom on the sideline, and he's got a little anxiety because it's his first game from his knee. So he was like coaching me up on how to return a punt. And he's like, just get upfield, just get upfield. I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at him like, fuck this guy. This guy has never done this. He does not know what I'm feeling right now. I was so annoyed with them. And then they repunted it, and I housed it, and I fucking slammed the ball against the thing. I was fired up, and I was so annoyed with them. I was like, this guy he's never felt what it feels to when the guys are running full speed. This is new to me. I never felt it either at the time. So I was like, fuck this guy. Let me do what I got to do. He doesn't know how to run. And I was so annoyed with him.
I'll tell you mine.
What was yours?
When I was a rookie and I couldn't get outside of the defender on a flag route, which is a corner route. So you run about 10, 12 yards and you give a little stick and you break it 45 degrees and run a corner route. And the defender was always outside of me, sitting at like squatting at 10 yards. And he's always says, get outside. If you have a flag route, corner route, you got to get outside of the defender or else I will never throw you the freaking ball. So I was a rookie. I was kind of like clunky. So I wasn't really that athletic as a rookie. You know, I wasn't running routes so great.
We were double days and shit.
I was tired as well. And I couldn't get outside. And in practice, I didn't get outside of the guy. He's like 2-3 yards outside of me too. And I'm trying to fake him like I'm going inside and trying to get around him on the corner. And Brady just turns around in the meeting because it's on film. And he turns around and he goes, Gronk, I'm fucking done throwing you the ball. I told you 50 times to get outside. You're not getting outside. And like I got all sad. And LG Crumpler started patting my leg. And he's like, it's okay, Gronk. He doesn't mean it. And I was like, yeah, he does, LG. He means it, man. He means it. And let me tell you, this time you fucking throwing me the ball like 1,000 times after. So I knew he was right. I knew he was all bullshit, Tom, telling me he was never going to throw me the ball again. I was literally like, but that fired me up. I was like, oh, all right, I'm going to show this guy. But that's the leadership he had. He was brutally honest.
Brutally honest.
And he would freaking get you to go to the next level. Which was crazy. He was so good at it. But I was so annoyed because I couldn't get outside the guy. I'm like, I want to be like, Tom, run the freaking route. I guarantee you can't get outside of the guy either. He's 3 yards outside of me. And then if I got outside of him, it was basically like an out route I was running because I would have to flatten it so much. So I couldn't really run the corner route.
And then you get the other responsibility of the other guy.
But he just wanted to get
because the defender in practice is playing the play.
Yeah, and he knew the play. He just wanted to get the point across.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just always in my memory. And every time I ran a route, it was kind of just like on autopilot just to get outside of the defender. So I was annoyed at that, with that situation. But, times have changed. I started running routes where I would go inside the guy and then he would still throw me the ball as well later on because he's like, all right, he proved it enough that he can do it.
Well, then you guys started throwing the back shoulder shit.
Yeah, and then we started doing all that.
I also used to get really annoyed when in meeting rooms, if he liked you, and this, I felt both of these. I felt when he liked a guy, he would like love them up, and then there'd be so like when Wes was there, I get so annoyed when I would do the exact same thing that Wes would do, and he wouldn't think it was good, and I would get so fucking annoyed with them. But I remember when Wes left, then I was that guy. There was guys trying to do what I would do. And he wouldn't, so like I would get annoyed with that so much when he would always bring up like, babe, just do it a little more like Wessie. He called him Wessie when he called him Wessie. Remember Wessie?
Mm-hmm.
I used to get so annoyed.
You want to know what I would get annoyed with him too? Is like we're in the off season. We just ran 50 routes. It's like you and I out there only. We're dead tired. It's 90 degrees outside, middle of the summer. And he'd be like, just one more route. Because he's just throwing the ball. His arm can throw 150 passes a day. And we're running freaking 50 routes. And he'd be one more. So then we would run more. We give it our all. And we're about to throw up. It's middle of the summer. We probably are hungover. He has no clue what that's like.
He used to.
He used to.
We didn't get to see him, though.
And then he became lame. Yeah, he became lame for like a couple years.
Nah, he back in the day.
I guess he wasn't lame. If you're saying he's not lame, he was lame. Okay, say it, Jules.
Well, no, he was lame.
Yeah.
Like when it came to that, he was lame. But we didn't get him when he was young.
Yeah, I know. He was already 33 when I first met him.
And then
and
when
I
like
can tell you
we're
this,
30,
I'm freaking lame at 33 years old. Compared to when I was freaking 21 to 28 years old. You're right.
Because when he was 23, 24, he was he was the best chugger on the team.
He was.
Like he was a dude's dude.
So back to the story, like he'd be one more, and then you would run one more route, and they'd be like one more, and then you just be like, Tom, I'm not effing running one more. I just ran 50 routes. One more, bud, one more. You want to get better? One more, and then it'd be like 15 more routes, and then finally it was the last one.
And it was 50, and then you get to 75. He's like, he just wanted 75 throws.
Yeah.
He wanted 75 throws.
Whatever Tom says, you do.
You got to. You
100%.
I remember those days, man. That's what made us great, though.
What was the moment that like you felt like you truly gained his trust and that he could rely on you? Even if you mess up again, he knows that you're still reliable. You know what I'm saying? What was that moment? What was that catch? What was that play? If it was a practice or if it was a game.
When Wes left.
Well, because he loved Wes. You just were not playing when Wes was there. Yeah. Okay, Jules?
No, but you
couldn't have Tom Brady's trust when you were on the bench.
It was when Wes left.
He didn't like bench players, okay?
He didn't like it. It was when he left. He had to trust me.
He had to. All right.
And then it was week 1 and 13 where we played Buffalo and we went out there and we won. I had 2 touchdowns and That's when I felt like, all right, because we had some spurts where Wes would get banged up and he wouldn't play, but he didn't like trust me
until you had to be the guy.
Until you had to be the guy.
Yes, and then he truly trusted you. And that's the situation, though. He doesn't really trust a guy that he's not able to throw to.
You just got to see
15 times a practice.
Yeah.
He has to see it. He has to do the repetitions with you in order to truly gain your trust. And it doesn't happen overnight.
No,
he gains your
tough.
trust, and you gain his trust as well, just over time. Over time. I would say my situation was when we played the Chicago Bears on the one-on-one Panther route when I was going.
Was it in the snow?
Yeah, versus Brian Urlacher. And he wanted to gain my trust. He wants to see me be physical. That's what he always emphasized to me. Be fucking physical, Gronk. You're 260 pounds. You're going versus 180 pounders or linebackers that you're still bigger than. Be physical. And this was the play, Panther out, one out run. I run into the end zone, kind of hit the guy with my shoulder, then turn around, and the ball will be right there. Because when you're physical, pushes the guy back a little bit. When you use your shoulder, you turn around, then there's that little ounce of separation. And Tom can see that. He can see the field. He can see all the separation in the world.
Sees it.
He sees it. He can see every little detail that's going out on the field. And when he sees that little detail in that route, with the physicalityness, he knows that you're going to be open. There's going to be a little window. I hit Brian Urlacher. We practiced it and that Friday. And he says, I want to see that in the game because I ran it great on Friday. So the game comes, one-on-one versus Brian Urlacher. Give him the shoulder, turn right around. The ball's right there, nice and low, where it's always supposed to be in the red zone. Boom, catch it. And ever since then, I gained Tom Brady's trust right there and then on the spot, which was one of the greatest moments of my career.
Yeah, I remember that. It's you had to see it. That's what makes him. He's a dog, man. He's an assassin.
He is an assassin.
What's your favorite Tom memory?
My favorite Tom memory is actually, this is one of my favorite memories of all time. When we were playing the Indianapolis Colts and I ran that 5-yard out route, caught it versus Dequel Jackson. I did a little spin move. He kind of fell, did a little split. It was like very great route by me and great after the catch too. And then I'm running, I'm going, there's a couple other guys and here comes Julian Edelman. Kaboom! Just absolutely levels Adams, the safety, gets him out of my way. I'm like, thanks, Jules, for the block,
Then you jump
and then I'm running into the end zone. I jump over Butler.
Yeah. DB.
Yeah, DB. What's his first name again?
Darius.
Darius Butler, who was previously on the Patriots, and then he went to the Colts, and now he's doing a great job in the media.
He kills it.
McAfee show. He's doing a great job. So shout out to Darius Butler. But I jumped over his ass, made me look good. Flipped into the end zone. I looked like an athletic 180-pound wide receiver, and then this was the moment. One of my favorite moments with him. Tom loved the route, loved the catch, loved your block. He was so pumped up. He ran full speed from the 30-yard line, and probably because I got him a touchdown on a play where it never should have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he came running full speed and jumped on my back and went for a ride, man. He was like a pony on a horse, man. I brought him for a ride, man. I was carrying Tom Brady around in the freaking end zone. He was
pony on
my
a horse,
back.
baby.
He was on my back.
Put the pony on the horse's
And I brought him
back.
for a ride. I was waiting for him to drop that quarter in so the ride can keep on going. Yes. I didn't want him to get off. I was like, Tom Brady's on my back. Like what else do I need in my life?
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite pitchers to sign to this day as well. I don't think he ever signed it. It cost like $5 billion to get him to sign a pitcher. So like I always sign the pitcher of him on my back. And like I'm waiting for that pitcher to be worth a lot more money once he signs it but he hasn't signed it yet.
Man, that was a fucking fun play.
That was a fun play. Thank you for that block. Oh, you leveled it.
Adams.
He's
talking in the.
He's a good safety too.
We
was
used
tough.
to battle. He was with Denver a bunch.
He battled us a lot, man. He brought it too, and he wasn't scared.
He was good.
Yeah, there it is. There's the picture right there. It's signed. There it is, man. He's going for a ride. I'm still waiting for those quarters, Tom.
Oh my gosh.
There's Tim Wright right in the back too. We won the Super Bowl this year, didn't we? Yeah, we won the Super Bowl this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was. Who-Man was a tight end as well on the team. Tim Wright and Who-Man. Oh, I love Who-Man. All right, what was your favorite memory, Jules?
My favorite memory, was when it kind of that 14 when we hit that route. He came up to me afterwards and he goes, "That was a championship route, man." And like it was just nothing crazy.
That's special.
And he goes, "That was a championship play, man." And then we didn't win the game yet.
You're making me want to tear right now because him saying that's a championship route, that's a championship play, that means a lot.
Yeah, and then afterwards when we won, like that was when he got 4. And I just remember, there were so many memories of him, like you said, always having the ticker of the Super Bowl location and the whole story where I said, "Man, I'm going to help you try to get to Joe." And because we were both Bay Area fans, loved Joe Montana. And I told him he was the greatest quarterback of all time. And that was just a fun memory. There's it's hard to fucking do one. What kind of,
all right. I mean,
I'm going to start crying.
I know, me too. There's a lot of memories with Tom. It's just great to see him. He's doing so good in the broadcasting booth. I mean, if he just puts in 10% of the effort that he did with the game of football in his after career, in his post career after football, he's going to have the whole world just
which he is
to eat from. He's going to be successful in anything that he does. And that's what he's going to do. He's actually going to go 100% all in with what he does. He's great in the booth, like I said, and he's been improving so much every single week. And it just shows he is actually human. I mean, week 1, he was good. He got the win, but he definitely could improve. And then all of a sudden, week 2 and 3, you're like, what the heck? How did he just go from being like a rookie quarterback to a veteran quarterback in 1 week in the broadcast booth? Yeah. So just shout out to him. I mean, he dedicates himself and he works on his craft like no one ever has before. And that's what makes him, the greatest at everything.
He cares about making the people look right that give him opportunity.
Mm-hmm. He does.
He cares about that. He takes it to heart.
And he cares about showing the people that has passed on him that they fucked up too. He loves that too.
He likes that.
So don't ever pass on Tom Brady.
No, I won't. The only thing I'll pass on is that I was kind of a little hesitant when I said he was lame, but he was pretty lame. Except for when he wins a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay and he gets hammered on a damn boat. Like, where was that fucking Tom around us?
Mm-hmm.
That was bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Like, I was waiting for that the whole entire time in New England.
I was too.
That's why I went to Tampa Bay. I went there for that moment. I didn't really want to play football again. I just wanted that moment that I could actually get wasted with Dom. But guess what? He was on a separate boat than me. I didn't even see him at that boat parade. So guess what? I still never had a drink with Tom. It took me all the way until the roast to have a drink with Tom Brady. And that's why it was in the roast. I said, "Tom, I never had a shot with you ever in my life or a drink." And he took a shot with me at the roast. So that was a cool moment. Yeah. Man. Well, I mean, it's been 33 minutes. How long can we talk about this guy? I think maybe we should have him on again for another episode. Because literally, I can talk about this guy all day long. I can go literally 2 hours. The more we talk about him, the more stories that pop up in my head.
Same.
The more stories about him on the field, off the field, what it's like to be around him. We could talk literally for 4 hours straight, Jules.
What kind of dude is Tom Brady?
What type of dude is Tom Brady, ladies and gentlemen? Is he a stud?
I think this is easy.
Freak, dog, whiz.
I think this is easy.
Dude. I don't know. What do you think? If it's easy, let's hear why it's easy.
He's just a fucking dog.
He is a dog.
Mental, physical toughness, always motivated. He didn't have the pedigree. We saw the Brady 6 of the 6 guys before him taken in the draft. Like, he always had to go the long road. He always had to work for everything. Even when he was at his top, they were always talking about someone else. He's a fucking dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't say freak, because a freak is like someone that has like the most athletic ability in the world. And he didn't really have the most athletic ability. But what's made him so great was that he didn't need the athletic ability because the dog was working harder than the athletic dog, that wasn't the freak dog that really, or the freaky person that wasn't really working.
I think he's got freak skilledness.
He's got
skill,
freak,
like shooting, like base, like it's kind of like an archer.
freak instincts.
He could throw.
Yes.
He can like throw rocks really good. He could probably skip a rock really good. He probably
like
really
that.
good at pool.
Yeah.
Like
ping pong.
Ping pong. Well, I've seen it.
You always beat him. Yeah, never mind. He's not good at ping pong.
Paddles.
Yeah, he gets really mad when he loses.
See, that's a dog.
That is a dog.
That's a dog. Mm-hmm. He wants to
go again though. Wants to go again.
Oh, he won't let you leave.
Wants to go again.
He won't let you fucking leave.
I mean, we haven't even got to this guy's looks yet either. I mean, we can just say that he's a stud real quick just because of how good he looks.
Yeah, I mean, he looks younger than when he got in the NFL.
Like his chin, his jawline, freaking just
his
facial.
Beautiful blue eyes.
He posted a picture the other day on Instagram. Like he's got like a 6-pack now. Like his arms are jacked. Like
I mean, he's doing two-a-days.
He is doing two-a-days.
He's doing two-a-days right now. He's got his body. He's still. So that's why maybe AI was fucking right. Mm-hmm. Is he
coming back?
Is
Tom Brady coming back?
I don't know. He got 6-pack. He got a little. His hair's looking as brown as ever. He gave me the supplement. He saw my gray hair and he goes, "Babe, here, take this fucking Uisha." I think it's like Uisha or something. It's some Chinese medicine.
And you put it in the shake, and I just had it, and my hair is already growing.
Is my hair darker?
That's why I don't have a hat on the show. I wanted to show off my hair because I had the Uisha product.
It's like I don't know how to pronounce it. It's
Ushi. I got hair.
I don't. Whatever it is. Look at how good his hair looks.
He's just a good-looking guy.
Man, he's a dog.
All right, he's a dog. He is a dog. It's official. Tom Brady is a dog.
Man, we could talk about him forever.
Forever.